How does a first generation blockchain work like? So we're using Bitcoin as an example. You have several Bitcoin transactions and you're gathering them and putting them in a mempool. So that's a reservoir of transactions that have to be done. And you end up with those transactions in a block. And each time when the block is full, you shift everything over and a new block is formed with the new transactions that are put in the block. And there is a incentivization mechanism to make sure that the miners, which are the ones who make those blocks, they get Bitcoin, so that's money to make the blocks and move the train forward. So here's a small website that shows how you can use this. So you can see the trains over here. So these are the blocks, and you see the people, and these are the transactions that want to enter into cars or the trains. And every now and then you see things shifting over, and you can click on one of those faces and you see the transaction details of that transaction. And you can click on that even further to see more details of the transaction. So just play around with it a little bit. And here's another site which shows something similar. The blue things are the transactions, the green are the input of the transactions, and the red is the output of the transactions. So for Bitcoin, you see different types of transactions. For example, this one with a large transaction with lots of inputs and only 2 outputs. So that's where they're collecting a lot of money and transferring it to a larger amount. So from a black box perspective, what does it look like? You have the blockchain over here, and you have an account here on the left. So that's in this case a Bitcoin account. And basically what you can do is transfer currency from an account to the blockchain and the other way around. So you can basically transfer Bitcoins from one account to another account. So that's the basic functionality of Bitcoin. And anyone can read the state of the blockchain, so anyone can see what's going on in the blockchain. So that's one of the strong points of the blockchain, that everybody can verify what's going on. Now, if we open up the box a little bit, you see here the transfer of Bitcoin that you want to do. So that's a transaction that you want to do. First, it's gathered over here and it's ordered. So each transaction has to be done in a specific order. It makes quite a difference if you change the order, if you want to transfer some ETH or a Bitcoin from one account to another account. Only once it arrives on the other account, you can transfer it further to yet another account. So the order is important. Yeah, so a miner does the ordering, gets a reward for doing that, and then processes the transactions. So he calculates what are the new values of the values of each account. And that's all replicated to all the nodes. And here below you see it in the blockchain that all of those transactions are put in blocks and those blocks are connected together. Yeah, so here the same thing with a little bit more drawing. So in here you have kind of a state database, and that database reflects the state of the Bitcoins.